Hello humans, welcome to the video. My name is Gluuten, and today I'm just doing a little Call of Duty tier list. So today I'm only doing the current gen games, and when I say current gen, I mean the games that were released on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and of course PC, but PC is a whole different story. But I have them all here. Um, Now note that I'm not going to be counting remasters, so MWR and MW2CR are not going to be on this list because they are remasters, not original content, so they don't count in my eyes. Even though MWR was very good, I think it you know it would be unfair to all these poor buds to put MWR in there. So as you can see, I kind of messed up with importing these because they're supposed to be like the little squares, but I just imported like a normal looking cover photo because squares for all these are too hard to find and I'm too lazy. So first of the generation we have Ghosts, and then we have Advanced Warfare. We have Black Ops 3, which then goes over to Infinite Warfare, which then goes to World War II, which then goes to BO4, to MW, to Cold War. So if that makes sense, S tier, those are only the very good ones. I don't think there's actually going to be one in here because all of these games here, they all have something wrong with them. Like, there's all one big issue with all of them. So I'm not going to be putting anything on S, I don't think, um, for this at least, because there's just too many issues with all of these games. Because this was a very mediocre generation. And by the way, Ghosts and Cold War, I know those are technically Xbox 360 and Xbox One X era games, but I'm also counting these two as transition games. So back in Ghosts, we had the transition from 360 to Xbox One, and this was released on both. So I'm just still counting this as a current gen game, even though most people experienced it on last gen, way back when it came out. It's sort of the same situation as Cold War. Like, most people are experiencing it on Xbox One and PS4 because all of the consoles right now are very hard to get a hold of. So basically, nobody is playing them on the newer consoles, and instead the older gen ports, or yeah, ports, I guess I'll just call them. So first off of the generation, COD Ghosts. Now this is a very interesting game, and I think it's regained a bit of popularity lately for some reason. I don't know. Still one of the most hated CODs out there, and for a good reason. The multiplayer was average at best. I know many people would prefer it to the advanced movement, but people still hated this one. It's too foreign feeling, too boring, and Extinction, I think it was called. The bonus mode was the most bland, not replayable experience you could possibly get from a COD bonus mode. The multiplayer was average at best, and the campaign was very not good. It brought some unique things to the table, which is why I'm giving it a C tier, because it is still playable. It still is a fairly decent game, decent voice acting, I think, and has some of the best DLC in the entire COD franchise. For example, DLC 1, which is actually included with the base game somehow. So with the base game turned into the gold edition somehow. I'm not quite sure how they did that, but you get the first DLC for free, along with the Maverick sniper and AR, and you get DLC 1, which includes like one of the best DLCs out there, Onslaught. And Onslaught was unique in many ways because it was just had so many unique map features. For example, the map Bog, which is on Onslaught, that had a special kill streak where you could either run around as the Predator or as who else? It's one of the horror movie characters. Like I want to say it's Predator or Saw, I think, like the dude from Saw. Sorry, I don't know if my horror movies, sadly, but so I thought that was really cool, and it has the Snoop Dogg voice pack, which is the best DLC in any game ever. So Ghost gets a C for that reason. But the multiplayer is the real only quote winner here. But other than that, Extinction not good. Campaign not really that good, although it was visually impressive for its time, I think, and it had new dog models. So yeah. All right. So moving on to Advanced Warfare. So Advanced Warfare was the first of the 3-year span of the Advanced Movement era. Um, Starting off with Advanced Warfare, going on to Black Ops 3, and then ending at IW. So this was the first, and this was brand new to the COD franchise at this point, and I think people thought it was all right. But I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this game. It always sounds fun. Like it, whenever I look at it on my home screen, it looks great. Like that branding, they nailed it. The gold, I love that. So nowadays it's very much dead. The only thing you'll be able to get is a TDM with no DLC, by the way. So non DLC TDM, that's about it. And the campaign, most people remember that the most from this game. Had Kevin Spacey and uh, and another cast, like there was the New Zealand dude, Gideon, and other dude. I forget the main protagonist name. So this was a bit of a forgettable and linear campaign. So Sledgehammer makes very linear campaigns. Like Sledgehammer does what like you do what Sledgehammer wants you to do. Like these campaigns are mostly there for the story aspect as opposed to the gameplay aspect. So they're not really all that replayable. Um, and they're just like they tease you a lot of times. Like they will introduce like some feature, some cool new feature. Like I remember at the start of the campaign, where you could like jump down from a high height and like jetpack down, kind of like boost down, if you know what I'm saying. And that was never used again. You could also wall run or climb the wall with these little magnet things once, and you could never use that again. Like they're just there for the story mechanics, but it had some very unique moments. Even the railgun section was fun. Like you could like railgun snipe um, guards and stuff in one mission, and that was very cool. And other than that, like the plot was all right, I guess. It also had a very fun level, like a sandbox level, which is what the entire campaign should have been, in my opinion, which was very fun. But it also had was like one of the first to have the skill tree and all that. So I give it a B. Oh wait, no, we're not done yet. So multiplayer, absolute dog shit. I hate it. It is one of the most foreign feeling COD multiplayers out there. Like it is weird. Like when I play it, I sometimes like feel like crying because like some of these weapons are so pay to win and bad. They're just and then the movement system and the attachments, all that, like the supply drop system, like the supply drop system was the worst out of any COD, I think. And there's also the founder of the supply drop system for COD. So they had that. At first, it was just like the free ones that you would earn in game, um, and then you earned the like various cosmetics, weapons, and other various things. But the weapons were very much pay to win. Like they were significantly better than the ones that you would get with the base game, and you couldn't even buy them if you wanted to. Like it took some people very very, very long to just get like the one weapon that they wanted. So it was very disappointing. But the map design in this game, it has some of those amazing looking maps out of any COD. Like it was all like fairly mediocre up to Modern Warfare, but I think AW takes the title for like the most vibrant, realistic feeling maps. The maps were awesome in this game. And then the exo boost, I thought that was unique, although annoying because there was no there was only like a 1 second to half a second cooldown on those. So if you're trying to shoot somebody, there it was just chaotic. So multiplayer meh, um, campaign meh, and then the bonus modes. The one that was shipped with the base game includes includes Exo Survival, I think it's called, which is basically like Spec Ops Survival from the Modern Warfare series, which it's all right, I guess. Like there's nothing special about it, nothing to remember. Yeah, there's not much to it. And then Exo Zombies. So this is the only game of the zombies of the futuristic era to actually contain the advanced movement inside of the zombies mode. Like I know BO3 and IW might have had like a bit of wall running, but that's about it. Like there's like short little segments where you could wall run, but that's it. But this one, and you get that with a DLC 1. You get the first zombies map, which is included with the gold edition, which is just the standard edition. So if you buy digital from the Microsoft Store, Steam, or the PlayStation Store, you'll get the gold edition free, which includes like the multiplayer maps and the first map of zombies. So zombies is not like part of the base game, but I thought it was very unique. It had what's his name? Weird dude, John Malkovich. Like he was one of the characters, so I thought that was like really cool. Yeah, but it was not the most memorable thing ever, but it was not the worst I've ever played. Like I thought BO2 was a lot worse in the zombies department. So it was unique, the most unique zombies out of all of the CODs, I think, because like the advanced movement made it so much different. So for that, I give it B. Good map design, fairly okay campaign, and cool zombies. But B is the max that I'll go to. So yeah, know what? Nah, C actually, yeah, because it's just really not fun to play the multiplayer. And by the way, if you're trying to play multiplayer, uninstall the DLC. Um, you will not find a game even in TDM. Like there are like a few hours of the day where people with only DLC one play, and the maps of DLC one are really not all that great in my opinion. So for that, it goes to C because it's the multiplayer is just not fun. Truly not. I suffer every time I play it. It's just so weird to get used to. So C for that. Next up, Black Ops 3, the second of the stop. Um, hold on a second. Anyways, as I was saying, Black Ops 3. So this is a strange strange one for me because I know a lot of people love Black Ops 3 and there are some that absolutely hate it. And I am in the middle here because for one, it has one of the worst campaigns ever. And and the multiplayer I really dislike now. I've not played any of the DLC maps for the multiplayer, so I can't speak on that. But just the progression, the progression in the multiplayer was kind of boring. The emblems were boring too, like they were too big. I know that's like a stupid gripe, but I care. Um, yeah, so Black Ops 3 zombies, that was the main kicker for this game. So this is one of the most content packed CODs you can buy. So like if you're new to COD and you don't plan on playing exclusively multiplayer, like this COD is filled. Like if you're looking for value for money, buy Black Ops 3. It has so much content packed in it. Like it has free run, Dead Ops Arcade. What else? There's another bonus mode that has something to do with zombies. There's just so much. Like zombies, I'm pretty sure even the base game comes with a lot of maps, but like Ghosts, AW, and World War II, this includes a free DLC in the base digital edition. So for $59 or $19.99 on sale, you can get the Zombies Chronicles edition, which is by far like the most worth it, content packed, value filled things you can buy. So I zombies in this was very cool. Like Zombies Chronicles, I'm pretty sure that was all remasters of older zombies maps. Like there's Kino, there's all those. I don't know fucking German names, but like all those were there. All your favorites. And then it includes like 2 or 3 maps in the base game. 2, 3, 4. I'm not quite sure, but Black Ops 3, fantastic in the zombies department. Multiplayer, I think it's not as pay to win as AW. I'll tell you that, but it's just very bullshitty sometimes. But the movement was smooth. Like it still did advanced movement wrong. Like all of them, or not all of them. Like IW and BO3 both did them wrong, which I'll get you later. But in that department is all right. The specialist system, I absolutely hate it, despise it, bullshit. Yeah, so in those departments, not so good. The weapon selection is all right, I guess. Not the most exciting when it comes to sidearms, but you'll find plenty to shoot with. I'll tell you that. So BO3, and then campaign, worst campaign in any COD apart from Black Ops Declassified. But it's absolutely abysmal. Like it's just the most confusing, brain dead, average campaign. Not even average. It's amazingly shit. Oh, let's just put it that way. Like it, gameplay wise, is all right, but the story is absolutely horrible. Is mind-bogglingly horrible. So if you're looking for a good campaign, go look elsewhere. But Black Ops 3, very much filled with good content that you can play for hours. And there's also good calling card challenges that you can grind for, all that good stuff. So for that, I'm going to put it in B. Even without Zombies Chronicles, I still think is a great deal. But again, if you buy on the PlayStation Store, Steam, or the Microsoft Store, you will get Zombies Chronicles Edition for free, which includes Zombies Chronicles along with something else, a personalization pack, and the Zombie Chronicles personalization pack, which includes some awesome looking camos, glowing camos. So great deal. Buy it if it's on sale. I wouldn't pay $59 for it though, or maybe I would. Who knows? IW, one of the most underrated CODs and most hated on CODs of all of Call of Duty, I think. Like people hated on it. They hated on it. They hated on it. But they never really looked at the full picture. I think most people just turned on the multiplayer once and then left because the multiplayer can be a bit infuriating sometimes. Although I still do think it's a very fun multiplayer. Although the map design's average, just average 3 lane, and the movement system is, I think it's improved from BO3 in my opinion. But the multiplayer can get very bullshitty and annoying, but I don't think people really gave IW a good chance, which is why it's so hated on. So IW has the best zombies, like one of the second best zombies after BO2. Or I actually know a lot of people that think IW has the best zombies out of any COD, and I 100% agree. And this is actually the only COD where I own the season pass for because the zombies is so great, and downloading the DLC won't mess up your matchmaking. which is awesome. So I have not actually played any of the um, IW um, DLC maps apart from Terminal, but I'm sure they're good. You know. So IW in the campaign, this is one of my favorites ever. That's just me personally, but I think the campaign is fantastic. It's like the characters, you could really get invested in them. There's funny Robot Man. Um, there's just so much emotion to it. It literally had me crying at the end of it. Like that, I can't say that about like any other game. I don't think. Yeah, like this was a excellent campaign, excellent gameplay, and the only gripe I have about the campaign is just average villain, I guess. But it was unique. Had a bunch of new gameplay mechanics. It had the Jackal Assault thing where you could like go into space and shoot the other ships, if you know what I'm saying, and had the bonus levels sort of similar to BO2. Like it had the optional bonus levels that you can do or you could not, and I think that's awesome. So great story, great visuals. Um, Average multiplayer. It's not the best ever, but I'd play it any day over AW. Hell, even Ghosts. Um, So I give it an A tier for that. I think it was the best COD of this generation. And I know I'm going to get hate for saying that, but it's content packed, not as much as BO3, but has it's the most solid of this generation. That's not really saying much considering the selection, but and it would definitely not be if it were going up against like BO2, Modern Warfare 2, in all the old gen games, but it's not. So here it is. I think it's the best COD of this generation. Oh, and the zombies actually had character, which is nice. You know. Okay, what is next? Good old World War II. World War II. I think people. It still is very active. I know that, and it also brought a ton of new things, new ideas to its multiplayer, which I respect. Like Sledgehammer killed it on the multiplayer, I think. But other than the multiplayer is fairly meh. Like there's so many new concepts in here which I thought were awesome. Like it had the social space. I forget what it's called, the barracks or whatever the fuck, where you could go interact with other players. There's a shooting range. Like there was the 1v1 pit. There was you could watch other players open supply drops. It was very cool, and like in the contract system, and that was awesome. Like the progression in here is very great. Um, Map design, boring 3 lane, and I don't like even remember the names of any of the maps for this. So the one thing that I think it wins at is ground war mode, because it was not just your average large multi-flag ground war. It was sort of like it was the most unique ground war I think of any COD, and I really like it for that because the it was called Ground War or something, and basically like it had you in World War II scenarios, like the story kind of World War II story era scenarios. Like you could go take the D-Day beach or escort a tank through a Nazi captured village. It was very cool, and I think that, and I have respect for that. But zombies, I only have DLC 1 because I only own the gold edition for this. Um, in multiplayer, the DLC is not active from what I can tell, or maybe it is. Yeah, I've never got a war DLC map. And I've got like quarantine a few times, I think. But other than that, DLC not very active. Zombies, the zombies maps. So you get one. You get like some village, like some random European village. Like imagine London, kind of like that. If I can compare to another COD, let's see. I don't know, but the zombies was unmemorable. It was bland. Like the characters, they didn't talk. They just grunted. Ow. Like that's basically all they did. the mystery boxes didn't make any sounds. Like it didn't have like that distinct zombies feel, like the fictional zombies feel that zombies is so great for. It was like more of a gritty World at War style zombies, I guess, except World at War was far better. Yeah, so this in the campaign, straight up mediocre, unmemorable. Yeah. So or World War Two, you get B, I think. It was unique, which I think is very good for COD, but it just didn't deliver on a few departments. Like the weapons were all right. A lot of the weapons have an obvious advantage. Pistols are kind of useless. So yeah, World War Two, sorry, gets B. And yeah, again, the campaign for this is just like a linear sledgehammer thing. Oh, and I forgot to talk about the first DLC map, something beach, and I actually think it's a great map. Just again, average zombies. The progression is not all that great. Like, there's no calling card challenges or anything, so not really worth your time to play. Oh, you can't board up windows. That's also what I hate about it. I can't stand that. Like I'm more of like a campy kind of player, so I don't like to like run across the map 24/7. I just like to stay in one place and you know, because that's my play style, and it's not great for that. You have to really run around like the whole fucking map. And I have not done any of the Easter eggs for this, but yeah. Next, Black Ops 4 D, absolutely horrible. This was the most cash and grab, horrible fucking game I have seen in a. It's the worst COD ever. I'll say that. Like I would play Black Ops Declassified, the shitty PS Vita game over this. I'd play Black Ops DS over this game. Like this was the most average, bland, boring, mediocre COD ever. Like the specialists were tuned down a bit, which think is really nice for this, but other than that, can't say much about it. The weapons, really low selection. Um, Zombies, glitchy. The zombies was like the best part of this game. Not saying much, but even the zombies was not that great. And then there was no campaign. Instead, we got a shitty battle royale game mode, which doesn't really hold up compared to Warzone, in my opinion. So the campaign, them skipping the campaign, I really did not like that. Although there was a slight story in the specialist training mode, nobody played that, and it wasn't really like a story either. It was Frank Woods, by the way, with his real voice actor, which I like. Yeah, so yeah, there was some genuinely funny things that Frank Woods said in the specialist training, but other than that, this game has like no character to it. Like it has a few the best maps in it are remasters, all of them, and there's like no verticality to them. Um the only like real drop that you can die from is on Summit, that like one cliff. It's just the most boring, bland, same maps. Like they're all the exact same. Wasn't very friendly to snipers either that game. The sidearm choice was horrible. Like there was like two pistols, I guess, and yeah, the creator class was not good. Camos average. Blackout. I know people like that, but do. I I don't. It's just not fun to play. It feels like PUBG. I guess it feels like PUBG with the skin of Fortnite. Like the graphics in this game were cheesy, cheesy, cheesy. Felt like I was playing a kid's game. I hate this game. Like I hate it. I don't even have it installed anymore. I have all of these CODs installed. All of the ones I own, I have installed, except for this one. Not good. Not a good game. Modern Warfare. So this is a controversial one because people really hate it or really love it, and I am in between because I did not actually buy this one at launch. I bought it like halfway through, around like the same time I'm recording this now, I think. And um, it was a beautiful game. The engine was awesome. The kill streaks were cool. Like the time to kill, I actually really liked that. But it was kind of brought down by SBMM, or actually not as much as Cold War. Like the SBMM in this game was very bad. Like if you were good, you'd get a sweat fest, or if you were bad, you would actually get like a some bad lobbies for you to do good. And this is a good example of SBMM the way Activision intended. But Activision has their head up their ass and they don't listen to us. So they made it even worse in this game. But the campaign for Modern Warfare, oh boy, that was like one of the best in years. If not, it's better than Infinite Warfare. Even I think. Like I still like the IW campaign more, but that's just like a personal preference to me because this campaign was looked amazing, visually stunning. The engine, the new engine, great. Like this is like if I was just judging based off the campaign, like this would have been the best COD of the whole generation. But it was not, or I'm not just judging based off of campaign. So we Spec Ops next, yeah. Spec Ops not good, really mediocre, buggy, glitchy, and yeah, this game is still very buggy and glitchy, especially in its current state. Hacker infested, no anti cheat, especially with Warzone. I mean, Warzone was cool. Well, it lasted for Modern Warfare. So the current state of Modern Warfare is really not good. But like, if we were talking before Cold War came out, I would say good game because they were finally fixing all the balancing issues, all that, all the bugs, and then they kind of abandoned it sadly. So it's just a hack fest, and it's not really all that fun to play nowadays because the SBMM will put you in the most like worst ping lobbies because everybody has really switched over to other CODs or other games because they're all tired of this one. And then Spec Ops, really mediocre, really bad. Spec Ops Survival, even worse. So for this, I think it gets C tier. Nah, no, just because of the campaign, it gets B. Because I really like the multiplayer in this game, apart from all the camping spots. Like the map design was horrible, but um, the maps were visually nice. Ground War, I loved Ground War in this game. This was like my favorite Ground War out there. Like it's kind of like Warzone, except it's not. It's multiplayer. It's basically Battlefield, COD style, which I love about that. And yeah, that's Modern Warfare for you. I know like B might be a bit high, but I think it's just yeah. Actually, you know what? You get C. I changed my mind. Yeah, so B for MW because the campaign fantastic. Multiplayer apart from the maps fairly good. Like there's some obvious metas, but I think those are all fixed now. But nowadays it's a snipe fest, so not really all that fun to play anymore. So that's why it's not A. Yeah. So Black Ops Cold War, shit, um, in its current state. So I know it's not really fair to judge this game by its current state, but I honestly do not have high hopes for this one getting better. It seems that Treyarch has abandoned it, and it's never really going to reach its maximum potential. Like there's so many bugs, glitches, even the campaign. Like the campaign was good, but they had different voice actors for some reason. Frank C. Burns, I think his name is, or James C. Burns, who played Frank Woods, he's doing perfectly fine. He did Black Ops 4. But for some reason, they hired a new voice actor for every character in this game. That really kind of ruined it for me. And the voice writing was all right, fine, I guess. So I did really like the campaign of this game. I thought it was fun, although a bit linear. It felt a bit sledgehammery, which could be because Sledgehammer might have made part of it. I don't know. Like it was all right, I guess. The progression broken. So the multiplayer is a complete fuckfest, broken. I cannot stand playing like one match of it. Makes me want to cry. Yeah, it's really not fun. Zombies, although very fun at the moment. Um, I think they did a great job off of that, and zombies is really the only reason that this game is good in my opinion. Like And the progression is broken, as I said. A lot of the challenges don't track. A lot of the weapons in zombies is still buggy. So for that, I think it gets D. Maybe that will change in the future. Probably will. Hopefully they fix the bugs. If they don't, that's pathetic. But yeah, that is my COD tier list. So let me know what you think about it, because I think it's fine, you know. Or actually, let's fix this. So this World War II, you get B. MW gets A. BO3 gets A. Y'all stay in C. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so that's fair, right? Um, so we don't have them all like squished into the B tier or the C tier or wherever I had it. So, yeah, so that is my COD tier list. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your personal preferences, and if you dislike IW, give it another chance, please. It's a good game. Yeah. So if you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it, I guess. And I'll see you in the next one. Yeah. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff from me. Yeah. Have a wonderful evening or day or millennial. I don't know. Just, yeah. Bye.
Say you wanna face me, tell him come and scrape me.